You found it. Your home for the best content on your favorite team, the Fighting Tigers of LSU. Do us a favor, subscribe to the channel, leave your comments below, and be sure to smash that like button. LSU got some fantastic news in the early signing period with a couple of prospects jumping into the class on the start of early signing day last Wednesday, and among them is Landon Ibieta, wide receiver out of Mandeville, who had been a Miami commit. He flipped to LSU late in the process, and now he is a Tiger. And Landon Ibieta, good enough to join us for a couple of minutes here. Hey, Landon, we appreciate it, man. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for making a couple of minutes for us here. First and foremost, can you kind of put into words what the last 2 weeks have been like, from thinking you're going to be a Miami Hurricane to very quickly, it would seem, that process happening and you end up signing with the LSU Tigers?
Yeah, it was crazy, just the whole thing with all the coaching changes and everything. Like I said, I was 100% locked in with them until the coaching change happened, and then LSU came along late, and it's always been a place I wanted to go, so it kind of happened at the perfect time.
And, I mean, timing being what it is, it worked out that you're a member of the class, and certainly that's a position of need for LSU as well. Let's kind of start with the present, then go backwards a little bit as well. So, for those that don't know your story, can you kind of walk us through what, just the timeline, right, of you're going to sign with Miami, but then Brian Kelly gets hired. When did you first have contact with either Brian Kelly or any member of the LSU staff to get that offer?
Well, I've kind of been on and off with LSU since my sophomore year, but Brian Kelly and his staff called me Thursday before early signing day, the week before, and they wanted me to come on an official, and that's also when they offered. And that was really the first time I ever heard from them.
So did they offer on the official or on that call where they asked you to come on the official?
On the call.
On the call. Okay, so you come on the official. And look, I think everybody, Landon knows that it's kind of a weird year, right? I mean, with the coaching change announced midseason, so guys didn't really take officials during the year. So what was the official visit last weekend like for you, being on campus with a lot of guys that were members of this class?
Yeah, it was fun just to get to meet all the guys that you're going to be going to school with for the next 4 years, and then just getting a relationship with them and seeing what they're like, and just having a bunch of like-minded guys that you can see yourself being around every day is cool. And that was a big part of the decision as well.
So, you obviously being an in-state guy from Mandeville, playing with the Bootleggers, I'm guessing you knew already a lot of the in-state guys in this class. If it was Walker or Emory Jones or Will Campbell or any of these guys. If you would elaborate a little bit on what kind of, who are the guys you know, and how well do you know some of the guys that are members of this LSU class, the in-state guys?
In my class?
Yeah, or I guess guys that are currently on the LSU roster too.
Terrence and Jordan I played on the Bootleggers with, so I'm already pretty close with them. And then Jack and Malik, I played with them on the Bootleggers, so I had a whole year with them. And then me and Brian Thomas played AAU ball together when we were younger for a few years, so I've been knowing him for a while.
So it's kind of like these are all your guys, right? I mean, when you have that much rapport. What about with Walker? Because obviously being in the same class, this is a guy you're going to catch passes from in the future.
Yeah, I met him around camps, and just I'd take visits to LSU games, just unofficials, and he'd be there. I'd talk to him and his dad. So I've known him for a little minute now.
Landon Ibieta is our guest. Y'all follow him on Twitter at Ibieta Landon. It's Ibieta. Dude, I'm a Moscona, so I get it with all the vowels in the order, and people mess it up all the time. So make sure you spell it correctly. You'll follow him on Twitter. And Instagram, of course, as well. What were your impressions of Brian Kelly, getting to talk to him on the phone and then getting to meet him on that official visit?
He's just a guy, you can just feel he knows how to win. He's going to change the culture. Just everything that he says, you almost take it to be true just because he's saying it. I don't know. He just has that, I don't even know, that presence.
You're not the first person to say that to me, that he kind of has that when he walks in the room. You just know that he's the guy that when he walks in kind of commands the room. When you all talked offense, we're all kind of figuring out what it's going to be. There have been reports about OC, but did he talk to you or when he talked to you about offense, what did he say as far as the style? Like, what style of offense does he want to run here?
To be honest, I'm not really sure. But with Coach Pete, because Coach Pete is still around, so I would feel like it would be kind of the same kind of style.
Mm-hmm. So for you, Landon, what's the rest of the calendar, or I guess of the school year, look like? Are you an early enrollee, or will you be here in the summer?
Well, I'll be there in the summer.
Okay. So you're going to finish out your senior year at Mandeville. You're playing basketball. So really, I'm very much in favor of guys playing multiple sports if you can, especially at the high school level. What does the spring look like for you as far as athletics and then getting in shape and getting ready for football to hit the ground running when you're here in June?
I'll be running track just to stay in shape for when I get there, and then just training on the side, just on stuff I'm going to need to get better at before I get there so I can have an opportunity to play as a freshman.
Man, you know what's interesting? I know obviously a lot of guys from Bootleggers and people who are involved at Bootleggers, and whenever you ask them about you, they'll always say, man, don't be deceived by the fact that he's 6 foot. That's a dude that is super athletic and makes jaw-dropping plays. What would you, if I asked you to like brag on yourself a little, just as far as your skill set, what would you say? How would you describe yourself as a receiver?
I feel like I run good routes, and I have like a running back background, which helps me after the catch. I feel like I'm natural after the catch. Just making plays, just a playmaker. Just every game, I feel like I end up, even if it's like a slow start, I'll end up just busting something after the catch.
I would imagine that's going to make a lot of people very excited to see you in Baton Rouge. And there's actually we're showing some of your highlights on Huddle where, you actually took like some Wildcat snaps as well in high school. Is that a role that you feel comfortable playing beyond like playing like a quarterback or a Wildcat role, running the ball as well?
I would definitely feel comfortable. Coach Kelly actually joked about it. He said he'd let me do it if I put on like 20 more pounds.
Is that something you actually want to do, or are you just kind of joking about it a little bit?
I mean, if they wanted me to do it, I'd do it. I have fun doing it.
The other thing too, we're watching the highlights here for those watching us on YouTube. They just showed one of you housing a punt return. Like, is that something that you all discussed possibly being involved in the return game as well?
Yeah, because Coach Polian, that's one I have main contact with, and he's the special teams coach. So he told me to just keep working on catching punts because that could definitely be something I could get in on.
Dude, your coaches at Mandeville are so smart. Just snap it to the best guy on the team and let him run. We're watching the highlights. It's fun to watch, man. At Landon Ibieta, it's great to chat, man. Congrats on ending up a Tiger. I know a lot of people are excited to see you here, man. So good luck in your spring semester. We'll look forward to meeting you when you get to Baton Rouge, all right?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact. And be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.